Arr! Ahoy, me hearties! Welcome aboard this Halloween edition of the MacWhisperer Live. I be Frank, your trusty host for today's voyage, and we're thrilled to have you join us. Many of ye may be feeling a bit lost, like a pirate without a map, with all the new updates in iOS 18, but never fear, mates. For we've got one and only Dylan Stewart, the MacWhisperer himself, here to guide ye through the mystical world of Memojis and all the magical tricks iOS 18 has to offer. Dylan, be ready to yield these new features like a true captain. And ye prepare to learn the secrets for navigating the new and improved Memoji features. Creating and customizing your own spooky Memoji crew, uncovering hidden tricks to bring your iPhone to life like never before. And of course, Dylan, his power tip will make your chats unforgettable. Avast! Drop your questions in the chat. Let's hear where you're from. Say hello. Drop your name. Here's your chance to get your questions answered. We want to make sure that you have access to the chat and that your queries will be answered to the best of our ability. And while you're at it, don't forget to share this with all your mates and keep us growing. Every bit of support helps us sailing strong, bringing you the finest ad-free tutorial on the tech seas today. Let's see, I'm already being asked about the cheat sheet. Let's do that. Let's bring the Halloween cheat sheet in. Today, of course, is all about Memojis. So please download that. That's our gift to you. There's a QR code there for you. These cheat sheets are getting even more user intuitive, extremely user friendly, and the team is having just a great time putting them together because we see that you enjoy them. There's a URL there as well. If you'd like to just type that in, I'll put the link in the chat in a little while after we bring Dylan in. Let's see. I think that's what we wanted to do for now. Why don't we bring our captain in himself? Let's get him on here. There he is. How you doing, Dylan?
You know, Frank, I got to give you points. You stuck to the landing with your pirate impression. I was worried the entire time. I'm like, he's going to drop it. He's not going to be able to hold on to it. You did a great job. I'm only sort of making fun of you with my Zoom pirate costume. But how about Frank, guys? Like, he does such a great job here. It's a thankless job. He is working hard to one-eyed. He's working hard one-eyed to bring you all this tech stuff. I'm just here to fill in the gaps. So thank you, Frank. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's terrific. My pleasure.
I think I'm going to turn off my my little pirate mask before it gets really confusing for me. There we go. That's me. No pirate mask.
I'll say this: we do have a lot of fun, not only here but in everything that we're doing.
Absolutely.
So I'm ready for some emoji fun. I've been playing around with it and anxious to see what else I can learn today. Let's bring up the chat, make sure everybody's here. Did you want to bring up the phone? Did you want to say something first? I did share the QR code in the cheat sheet, but what do you think?
I think we just go right in. Let's bring up the phone. Let's start talking about it. Okay. I'm going to discuss what Memojis are first, but we're going to need the phone, so we might as well get on that page. Yeah. All right. This was my pumpkin. This is this year's pumpkin. I think it did a decent job. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
The first thing we want to talk about is, what the heck is a Memoji? Why is it anything we're even talking about? So to start off with, everybody creates these virtual avatars. Facebook's got theirs, and everybody's got these different styles from there. Used to be something that was super popular called Bitmoji. It was a third-party app where you could kind of make little characters that look like you saying little fun things. You could text them to people. Somewhere along the lines, Apple decided that they could do it better. Partially because they had the iPhone with the front-facing facial ID camera. This camera had 3D capabilities, was extremely powerful, and was cutting edge when it first came out on the iPhone X, which is, what, like 7 years ago now? And when that happened, Apple was looking for a way to showcase what that camera could do. So they landed on using it to cartoonify their members. I'm going to go into messages to show you what we're talking about. Essentially, going to our Frank chat here. Essentially, the Memojis live inside of messages. You can access them in other places, but this is where their home is. So to get to it first, we're going to click the plus button on the lower left-hand corner here. We're going to scroll down until we find Memoji. Now, little glitchy thing I've learned, especially on iOS 18, if you click on the words in this section, it sometimes doesn't open. So I've gotten into the habit of clicking on the picture. I'm going to do that now with the picture here, which works perfectly. Now you'll notice I've got this skull. I'm going to pull this tab that you see. Let me grab my annotator, make sure we're on the same page here. So whenever you see this tab on things, especially on messages, if you swipe it up, you're going to get yourself a better full screen view. So let's go ahead and do that here. That's your first power tip. Most people don't use the full screen, they just use the small screen. When you're inside here, you're going to find a ton of pre-created emojis, Memojis for you. These Memojis include things like the robot. They include things like the monkey or the cat. Now, I want you to notice as I'm talking, the phone is looking at my camera, or rather the camera is looking at my face. So you'll see it move as I move my head. And if I stick out my tongue, you'll see it over there. All of these Memojis are tied into facial movements. That's part of what they wanted to showcase with this front-facing camera. So if I close my eyes, it sees me close my eyes. And if I smile real big, it smiles real big. Frown. All sorts of different things that you do can cause these Memojis to move in different ways. Now I'm going to go over to the robot because I like the robot. If you raise your eyebrows, notice what happens? All right? Even this alien down here, where's my alien? Where's my alien? Why don't I see the alien? Oh, there it is. Here, looking right past him. Right? You can see raising your eyebrows makes his whole head get bigger. Squint your face down. Make all these fun shapes. Apple wanted to showcase the camera. And being able to make a live cartoon of yourself using their fun characters was a really easy way to do it. I consider myself a bit of a voiceover kind of guy. I have a bunch of stupid voices, so it's even more fun. Hello, take me to your leader. Having fun, making a cool little movie. You can record it, you can send it to your friends, they'll hear your voice, they'll see your movement. That was the intention of Memojis to begin with. But then they figured since everybody else was doing their Memojis where you could make it into your own face, why not give Apple users that ability? So this is my personal Memoji with my little heart sunglasses, and raising my eyebrows doesn't do anything but raise my eyebrows, but you get the idea of it. And you can customize these in all sorts of ways. What we're going to talk about today is twofold. First, I'm going to walk you through the basic steps of creating a Memoji, trying to make it look like yourself and trying to kind of customize it. People may say, this one doesn't look exactly like me, but I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for it to be easy and fun, and that's part of what we're going to do here. There are limitations. You can't do everything you want. They've added additional functions and features over the years, but there's still gaps. And I hope they keep working on them because I actually find Memojis to be fun. So we're going to walk you through creating a Memoji that looks like you. But then we're going to take it up a notch by showing you how to create some fun monster-themed or monsterified Memojis, making yourself into a creepy little alien or a sexy devil, or a vicious vampire. And this is my Frank Memoji. It's Frank and Stein. Anyways, you get the idea of the concepts of what we're going to be going into. So that's the essential of what is a Memoji. A Memoji is a customized character that you can use your front-facing facial ID camera, unless you still have a home button, to personalize and customize and make recordings and stickers out of your faces. So let's figure out how we get started here. And I just want to remind everybody as we come in, I'm just in messages. You got to go to messages. You got to go to a chain. It doesn't matter if you're going to send that Memoji within that chain, but that's where you have to start. So I'm going to come into my Frank chain here and go into the messages section and click on the plus button and scroll down and click on the picture, not the word, because it's glitchy. And that brings me into our Memoji screen. Now, I've already given us a bunch of ones to start with, but I want you to notice in the upper left-hand corner, right there, is a plus button. So I'm going to start from scratch and give you some tools along the way, but we're going to come back to my pre-created ones because I don't want to spend all the time to perfect it. Clicking on the plus button gets you into the basic Memoji creation. This is where you're going to go and grab your skin color. Be aware that there's this little slider down here, this little slider there that can allow you to adjust it. So maybe a little more pale or a little more color. You can find the right tone for your skin type, or you can go crazy and make yourself into a Smurf. It's whatever you want to do. In this case, we're just going to stick it. I wish it was that tan. I guess we'll stick it to about probably there. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to do. Now, across the top, you're going to notice all these separate sections. We're going to go through a lot of them, probably not all of them, but you want to start on the far left and kind of work your way forwards. As you scroll down on this page, you're going to see other options. Now, up at the top here, you're going to see some representation of the changes you're making. So as you make changes, you're going to see them up here. That's where you should be looking. In some sections, that's going to change from the live Memoji, which is what I call it when it moves when I move, into the sticker emoji. But for right now, don't worry about that. Here, we're going to choose whether we've got freckles if you're a lady and you would like to have some makeup. Go ahead and come into the cheek section. You can add a beauty spot if you want to and sort of set yourself up. In all these places, when you click on these different sections, so here in cheeks, you'll see this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here are different styles of cheek shadow. I don't know, what do we call that? Cheek makeup, blush, that's the word, blush. So some of them are more pronounced and some of them are less pronounced. If I turn my head this way, you'll kind of see that a little bit better. When you are doing that, you can click on the color and you can still adjust the color so that it's really light or really heavy. This is important as we get into the Memoji stuff because using that shading can really allow you to add some nice functions into your monsters. I'm going to move over to hairstyle. I'm going to take off that blush. There's way too much blush on me right now. Okay, I'm going to go over to hairstyle. There's a ton of different choices for hairstyle. You'll see them there. You could just scroll forever. Men's hairstyles, women's hairstyles, bald hairstyles, aka no hair. Different cuts, different lengths. Maybe you've got a thin shadow on your head, which I clearly don't, but that's okay. I'm going to stick with, oh, not that one either. Let's stick with this one here. Nice, bald, clean, easy. When you are doing actual hair, and for this, I'm going to just, yes, I know I don't have hair, but I'm going to go ahead and put some hair on because I want to show you something. Up at the top, you've got two sections. You've got hair and you've got highlights. So if I'm going to make my hair gray, and I can, again, adjust it to very white or a little more salt and pepper. Let's let it be a little salt and peppery there, right? Looks all right. And then I can click where it says add highlights, and I can add an additional color in. So if I come in and bring this red in, you'll see it kind of colors my hair that way, but we're going to go way red just so we can really see it. It's a super subtle thing, but you can kind of see those highlights as you look down. We'll make it nice and red here. And you'll see that you have a couple of different options. The modern option allows you to just really subtly give you the highlights. The gradient starts at the edge and goes inward, making a little more of a noticeable highlight. And the classic one is really just from the inside out. So you get to choose which one you want. And as you adjust both your hair color, and we'll make this yellow for the sake of making it clear, and your highlight color, you'll notice that the different styles can give you a lot of customizations. That's kind of fun. Looks like I've got bananas on my head. Maybe I should make them green. There you go. There you go. Banana Head. It's my new character. What do you think, Frank? Can we sell it to Disney? Banana Head?
Yeah, Banana Head.
So as we scroll down here, we've got all the separate styles. You can change your style. Once you've got your colors selected, you can come in and easily just adjust the style. which makes it great because once you find a cool way for the hair to look, you can make different styles really quickly. Coming over here, we've got our eyebrows, and it's the same kind of thing, except we only get one color for the eyebrows. So you can make them dark, you can make them light, you can see the different styles. Some are a little bit heavier, some are a little bit lighter. And as you continue to scroll down, you're going to see the ability to do a forehead mark. I believe it's called a bindi. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but that would allow you to give yourself a little Ash Wednesday kind of mark on the top there. You can change the color of that. As we get into the monsters, you're going to find that some things you aren't thinking about can be really fun things to use to create a monster. Maybe that's like a third eye for the monster or something like that. We'll get that off there. Scrolling down, you've got eyebrow piercings, allowing you to put a little piercing on your right or your left eye, or as you can see here, like little nose piercings. I think those are a little funky. Maybe you want one on both eyes. Each of these sections has these kind of options that you can add in. So you come into the eyes section, you really want to look at the shape of the eyes first. You can deal with the color at a later point. Find the eyes that look closest to what you want them to look like, maybe bright and wide open, or maybe a little more of a sleepy look, little bags under your eyes, kind of things like that. You've got the ability to add eyelashes. You got the wrong place. You got the ability to add eyelashes if you want to. So now getting some nice eyelashes on there. I don't really need those for me. You can also do eyeliner and eyeshadow, just like everywhere else. Coming in can allow you to customize it. And these are going to come in even more importantly. It's really distracting with me having hair. I'm going to have to take the hair off. It just doesn't look like me. And I keep going, that's not me. There we go. There we go. Nice. All right. So as you get the eyes set and you get the right shape that you like, and you either add them with eyelashes or not, depending on what you want to do, then you come back up to the top and you get to choose your eye color. You can have both eyes be the same color by clicking on the both section on the left side. You make them nice and red. Remember, the slider is your friend. The slider is super helpful to get that color the way you want. I actually have more hazel eyes, so we'll go there a little bit like that. Or you can have both eyes separate, which again is a great tool for monsterifying. Clicking the add separate allows me to make one eye red and the other eye yellow, and everything looks really creepy and weird. Oh, now that's spooky, right? Scary. Okay, we're gonna make them both red just because that'll be easier to see. As you scroll down, you're gonna find these options. The eyeliner option is gonna be really important when we get into the monster stuff, the eyeshadow. All of these pieces can just add to making it better. I'm gonna come to the head. There are different ages and different shapes for heads. As you go further down the ages, you're going to get bags under your eyes and kind of lines, and you may not want to look that old. I don't want to look that old. So find the one that looks right for you. But again, with monsters, that may be really, really helpful. Frankenstein should not look like a 20-year-old punk. He should have a little age on him. As we scroll further down, we get into the shape. And as far as I'm concerned, the shape is the most important piece of making it look like you. Because if we look at my current Memoji, it really doesn't look at me. My face is not round. My face is longer. So as soon as I come in to a slightly longer one, more like that, it gets a little bit closer. It gets a little bit better. Find the one that works for you and experiment around. In general, I think it's really helpful to have a picture of you in front so you can kind of adjust it based on that picture rather than looking in a mirror, which is never going to be super effective. I still don't think that's the right one for me. I think I'm going to leave it on that one for right at the moment. Good enough. It's hard to tell until I get my facial features in. But that's the concept of the head, is that you're choosing both your age and you're choosing your shape. Coming over into the nose section, this is one of the places that I have the most problems with. I think most of their noses look pretty similar from this angle, so you really got to hit it and turn to see what it actually looks like and find the one that looks best. Because when you're facing forward, everything just looks like a button nose, and that's not accurate. So make sure to give yourself a little bit of a turn over here to find the one that fits you best. Let's see if I can, what do we think, Frank? That one? I think I'm gonna stick with that one for right at the moment. It looks nothing like me right now. Looks nothing like me, but that's okay.
It's getting there.
We can now, go ahead.
I was just saying it's getting there.
We're getting there. It was one step at a time. Here you've got nose piercings, and you can even use an oxygen mask. Again, if you don't have an oxygen mask, consider how that might look for a monster. Maybe it's the monster from the Black Lagoon. Maybe it's just a style that we're putting on there. Don't take the effects or the accessories literally, especially when you're building a character, because maybe the character is you, maybe it's not you. Let's get off of nose and into mouth. In the mouth, essentially, you're picking how noticeable your lips are. It doesn't say lips, it says mouth, but that's really what it is. It's not affecting the mouth shape as much as it's affecting, are they a little more feminine, a little more slit, less of a actual lips. You get to choose what works best for you. And then coming down here, you're going to see your teeth options. You might have braces. You might have a gap tooth. You might have a gold tooth. Or you might be a vampire. I'm really glad they put in the pointed teeth because it makes the monsterification so much easier. In this case, I'm going to just leave regular teeth there. I think I have pretty decent teeth, so I don't need to have gaps in there. Here we've got mouth piercings. Don't forget that you can change the color just like everything else. You've got the slider there as well. I don't really need that here, but I will tell you, Frankenstein looks great with a little lip piercing. He just does. You've also got the ability for a tongue piercing if that's your thing. It's not my thing. At least not for this one. And we're going to come over to ears. Ears doesn't give you much in the way of options. It's small, medium, and large. It kind of is more about how far out they stick than the actual size. So I tend to just make them little because it's fine, little, medium. Earrings, you can choose all sorts of different styles of earrings. You can choose a pair or mix and match different earrings. You can choose different colors. So you can come in and you can be like, I want to mix and match, and my left earring is going to be this one, and my, the option for the right earring? Oh, it's got to be down here. The right earring is going to be red, and it's going to be that one over there. Obviously, not the way I want it to be, but you get the idea of being able to add those earrings for yourself and just kind of customize and have fun with this whole design. And then you've also got the ability to add your AirPod. Or hearing aid. I'm going to add an AirPod in because I'm currently wearing them, so it helps. Doesn't help that our hairstyle is still the wrong hairstyle. Let's fix that. That one. All right, a little better. Okay, we're going to keep moving over here. We're going to go over to the facial hair. Facial hair section is similar to the hair section. First of all, you get to choose your sideburns. You'll notice none. So I'm going to ignore that completely. And then down here, you can choose your style. There's a ton of styles. I wish you could mix and match styles, like put this mustache with that beard, but it's just not the way it is. They've done their best to give you a pretty wide range of options. Obviously, I don't have yellow facial hair, so I'm going to come up to the top here. We're going to change the color back to that sort of salt and pepper. And you'll notice that the one that I picked has a little bit of stubble on the side. We might want to change that in a moment. Here I've got the highlights, going to make that a little more gray. And then the highlights are going to come in, and I'm going to make those nice and dark black. And I get other options here. I have the gradient option, which colors the tip of it, and then up, or I have the classic option, which I think works a little better for my particular hairstyle. I'm going to come here. I'm going to actually darken that a little bit. Still doesn't quite look like me, but we're getting in the right place. The eyebrows are wrong and the eyebrow piercings are wrong, but you get the idea that you can customize all these separate pieces and you can see all the options. And what I really love is that once you set up your color and your gradient, it shows up on all of them so that you can find the one that you're like, oh, that one looks really good in this style, and you can easily change it over. Now, I'm going to skim through the other stuff because we're going to actually take this a level higher in a moment. You've got your eyewear. Your eyewear has two sections. There's different kinds of glasses. When you set up the glasses, you have two options. You have your frames and you have your lenses, meaning that you can make any glasses into sunglasses or make any frames a little more invisible, especially if you put them at the same color as your skin. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. It's part of my monster tricks. You've got your headwear. You can put on all sorts of different hats. Now, when it comes to clothing, they've given us this cool way to create different clothing. They've given us 3 separate colors that we can choose from. Now, right now, we can't really see the difference in these 3 colors. Let's make sure they're very different. Here, the main one, we're going to leave white. The second one, we're going to make red. And the third one, we're going to make green, just so that we can see the differences. Now, as we look at these separate hats, we're going to see in some cases, we've got a green highlight like right there, or maybe the glasses are green. We can see the red showing up over here. So where these separate colors show up depends on whether it's the main, the second, or the third in that option. And there's a lot of different hat options. I personally wish there were some better ones. There's some that are just missing. But as we come all our way down here, we've got an easy wizard hat that we can do, or a crown, or a little sombrero. Not so little sombrero, Dylan. An old-timey top hat, all sorts of different things that you can do. And you're going to carry that headwear option all the way to the bottom, where you can also add on face coverings. So you can add on a mask. I know we've all gotten out of the habit of wearing masks, but I don't want you to think of the mask as just a mask. I want you to think of it as a way to hide your face and make the mask the same color as your face so that it literally makes your face invisible, which is going to be great for some of the monsters we create. In this case, I don't really need this. We're going to turn that off. Coming over to the clothing section, same basic concept. You get a main, a second, and a third. Now, I want to go back over to eyewear for a second so that you can see that the live preview that shows up above is the live preview. It shows my hat, does not show any clothing. When I come over to the clothing section, notice all of a sudden I don't have a live example anymore. That's because the clothing doesn't appear with your Memoji unless you're making a sticker, which we'll talk about in a moment. The live Memoji is the face only. So whenever we're talking about clothing, it doesn't show it. And in the same way here, we've got the main, second, and third. And again, I'm going to come in here. We're going to make that red. We're going to make that green, mostly to just show you how much it customizes the clothes and how each piece, the main, the second, and the third, get used in many of them. I've always kind of preferred the suit and tie for some reason, because I just think it's kind of fun and cool to play with that. Talk more about that in a little bit. But there are a good number of selections. I wish there were more selections. Unfortunately, there aren't, which means you've got to use these color combinations to make these clothes look a little better or a little more what you're looking for. Our last section over here is the body section. And the body section, again, is more about the stickers. You can see over here, this guy's a little bit chubby. This guy's a little bit, normal size. This guy's slim. Down here, we've got a chest. That's for women and accentuating your bosom, make it a little bigger or medium or non-existent. You've got shoulders. Changing that will increase the size of the shoulders. You can make your arms light, medium, or heavy. And those are really, again, specifically for the stickers. Now, you'll notice up at the top here, I can scroll to see how it will look on other stickers. These are the different sticker poses. And every different Memoji that you create has a handful of preset sticker poses. So it's not like you can make different poses for different Memojis, but any different Memoji has all of these different options. So it's all the same options that are controlled by headwear, clothing, colors, things like that. I'm going to click done here. This is super important. I'm so glad I didn't just skip this. If you get interrupted in the making of a Memoji, it will lose all your changes. If your phone goes to sleep, if a phone call comes in, anything that takes you away from this screen, it does not save it. So when you are first starting, make the basics and then click done. And then go edit it, and that way you won't have to start over again. So I generally say make your face, make your eyes, make these separate pieces. Don't worry about the clothing. Don't worry about all the specifics. Save it, then edit it in case it loses it. I was creating a Wolfman, and I'm not kidding. I've lost it like 8 times, and I now gave up on it. I'm like, whatever. I want to have a Wolfman this year. I'm going to click done in the upper right-hand corner right here. And that Memoji, our new one with our little, it almost looks like me. I mean, it's me adjacent, sort of. It joins the list of all of the other Memojis we've already created. It's easy to edit an existing Memoji, which is why saving it when you're in the midpoint is a great place to start. So in a moment, I'm going to edit and duplicate one of mine, and we're going to create a monster out of it. And I'm going to kind of walk you through that process, but I wanted to just, catch my breath for a second and check in, see if we want to share that cheat sheet, if there's anything else we want to do before we head into this next piece.
Yeah, it's a good time to take a break. There's been a bunch of people that have been joining us, and they're enjoying what's going on. Why don't we bring up that cheat sheet again, because I don't know if everybody got to it that came in a little later. In a moment, the QR code is going to pop up for the... Oh, I didn't trip.
That's the stickers cheat. That's the
from
stickers
yesterday.
cheat sheet.
Yeah, let me bring
Yep.
the other one up.
You can
It's
grab
just
that
me.
one too if you're quick.
Ah. Here's the one for today's Memoji. I can show the other one too and bring you back on, Dylan. So as I said earlier, these are becoming more and more popular. The team is really taking some more effort into making them user-friendly, very user-intuitive. So please grab this. It's our gift to you. In a moment, I'll show the other one as well. But I also wanted to talk about, just real quickly, a super thanks on YouTube. I see a lot of you here today on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube channel, bring Dylan in here too, and click on...
There's another piece that I want to talk about before we leave this screen as well that's new. Oh, that's not me.
I got you. Here you come. If you go to any of our YouTube videos, there's a super thanks button. It's just like leaving a cup tip for or a cup of coffee. It's a way to just say some thanks. Keeps us bringing you high quality ad-free content, and something that we greatly appreciate. So something you could do there.
Don't leave that page. Don't leave that page. I got two things to say.
What do you want to
here.
say about
Ready?
YouTube?
So the first thing about super thanks, I recently had to go figure out where it was inside of videos because I haven't done it before. So if you're in any one of our YouTube videos and you're watching the video, down below on the little toolbar, there's three dots, and clicking those three dots will allow you to leave a thank. And those super thanks are really, really valuable, really helpful, and they're allowing us to continue to grow what we're doing and bring more information to you. The other thing that's changed, and it's not 100% fine-tuned yet, but we have also turned on membership for our channel. So if you are loving what we bring and you are showing up for these lives and you keep coming back, you can sign up for one of our 3 membership levels that is a monthly reoccurring thank you, so to speak. There's a 99-cent, there's a $5, and there's a $20 ones, and there's some rewards that are attached to those that include call outs and prioritized chats and special member-only live. So right now this is a public live and we've been doing these, but in the near future I would like to really support the people that are helping and supporting me and put on a just for members live. But in order to do that, I need you guys to join as members, because until I've got 5, 10, or 15 people in that membership, having a members only chat is really lonely. It's just me talking to myself. Maybe Frank will join me. Anyways, so those are the 2 things you can do within the YouTube channel. The super thanks, really, really valuable. And joining that membership for a regular reoccurring subscription, 99 cents, $5 or $20, it goes a long way. And the more people that join, the more of these things we can do for you.
Great stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. Get back to the phone screen.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Now I got some work to do here. Okay. As you can see, we're in the emoji screen where you can see all of my Memojis. And I want to start with the ones that I've been using as my base Memoji. Even though it's not 100% me, it's the one that I've done the most work on really setting it up. The eyebrows look way better, right, Frank? I'd say those are pretty close to my eyebrows. And I think the beard is decent. Unfortunately, I can't make the mustache one color and the beard another color like my actual goatee, but I'll take it. We can't be perfect. When you have a preset base Memoji, it will make it so much easier to create other characters. And I just want to show you, just so you can see, like we're not talking this as something new. I've got a ton of characters that I use, and sometimes I'll come in and I'll send a message to my wife or my son using one of these characters with some silly voice just to make it more fun. So I'm going to start with my standard base Memoji. You're actually going to notice there's a couple of them here. Right? That's because I've been doing so much work making Memojis that I didn't want to have an accident and lose one of the base ones, so I just duplicated it. Duplicating is super, super easy and it's super helpful. First, click on the Memoji you want to work on. Again, if you're looking on this small screen, you can see the 3 dots in the lower left-hand corner right there. I prefer to kind of give myself a bigger view. You'll notice that that moved up to there, but same basic concept. So once you click on that, you're going to see some options. Edit, duplicate, or delete. Start with duplicating. Don't just start editing because you'll lose your base Memoji. So I'm going to duplicate this one right off the bat. So now I've got an extra duplicated one, and it automatically puts me into edit mode. So I can come in and I can start monkeying around with it. Now, some of the ideas we have for monsterifying were witches, devils, or Frankenstein. So let's go ahead and make a devil. First thing we want to do is we want to adjust the skin color. The skin color is such a great key here. So just coming right in, and already I feel a little more devilish. From here, remember that you can adjust it. That is a really, really, really sunburned devil. Or, you know, just a little bit pink. You find the place that makes the most sense for you. You can give it freckles. I don't know many devils with freckles, but you know, hey, do you? Down here, you've got the option to adjust the cheeks. And I would not overlook these things, especially when you're making monsters, because in addition to the different reds they've given me here, I can come into this color chooser, grab myself a black, turn it really black, and give myself a little bit of shadowing and shading on this devil face that I think adds a little bit of context and contour to it. Find the one that works best. I really think that's the one I like best. And then you can add a beauty spot if you want to. I think maybe this devil deserves a beauty spot. Okay, heading over into hairstyle. As you create your character, remember that hair is just a concept. Doesn't have to actually be hair. So if I'm coming through these and I'm looking for something that feels a little devilish, now granted, I don't really like the pigtails, but I'm gonna work with them. Let's see, can I find one without pigtails? I think I'm gonna have to stick with the pigtails. Oh, that one right there. Okay, maybe we're gonna go with that one. Now, I know, currently this doesn't look like a devil, right? But as soon as I come back up here and I change that hair from the color it is to the color that my skin is, it sort of changes it. And I can add the highlights being something more of a dark. I don't know if this is gonna work exactly like I want it to. But the idea was that it was almost like horns, so giving you some sort of a different style for it. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's just as a concept, your hair can be matched to your skin tone to the point where it feels like it's an extension of your head. And that's part of what you can do with these separate monster emojis is find the way to use the other features in conjunction with your monster character. I think we're going to go with this one instead. Seems a little bit more devilish in this particular point. And we can also come up and either make it a little more red, a little darker, fine tune it where we want it to be. You'll notice that my beard followed suit. We can change that in a moment. Coming over to the brows, maybe we want to change the brows. Maybe we want the brows to be really dark, right? Really devilishly dark. I got to get the, I'm going to get my glasses off so that that doesn't throw us off. Where's my eyewear? Eyewear, glasses off. Okay. So now, as we sort of move our way through this, you can see that the eyebrows can do a lot to convey what we're trying, like the character that we're trying to create. The eyes can also do a lot. Maybe it's big eyes. Oh, there's a scary devil. Or maybe he's a little bit shifty. I kind of like the shifty devil. Don't forget eyelashes, but also the eyeliner can do a really good job of kind of highlighting and promoting those eyes, making them kind of pop out a little bit more and feel a little more spooky. As we come back down, eyeliner is the same thing. You may want to be using it to accentuate and give yourself a little bit more, a better look for those eyes. The eyeliner goes around the bottom here, so we can change it like that. And now he's starting to look spooky. What do we think, Frank? I mean, granted, he's a little more feminine than I'd like, but he's still a little mischievous here.
Yeah, he's devilish.
He's devilish. He's getting there. You've got your eyeshadow as well. That's going to also kind of highlight it a little bit. You want to be careful. Don't make it too feminine here unless you want to, in which case that's fine too. I'm going to make this black. Give that black a little bit. So now he's got a little bit of a darkened eyes, a little bit of a sunken eye thing. If you want to, you can change the head as well. I'm sorry, do one more thing in eyes. Super important. The super important thing is this guy for sure needs at least one and probably two red eyes. Now we're looking. Now we're looking at something that's a little different, a little more fun. You can change your head design if you want to, especially to enunciate that particular character, or your age if you want to. I'm going to make him a little more pointy here. And I think, let's see if I can find him. All right, a little bit like that, give him a little bit of age. You can change your nose. Might be a good time for a little nose ring here. Let's give that little nose ring here. Let's make it, I think silver is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it silver. And you can see you can again adjust it, giving it any kind of style that you want. We're gonna come over to our mouth. We're gonna make sure he's got the teeth. Make sure, because all devils should have teeth like that. Maybe give him just a little bit more of a lip style here. Don't forget that you can also come in and change the lip color. So maybe he's got a little bit more of a purplish lip style, a little bit darker there, or maybe even a little bit black lips there. Ah, now we're looking emo. I like it. I like it. This is the Fall Out Boy devil. You can change your ears, you can change your earrings if that fits for what you're doing. Under the facial hair section, you're going to go ahead and make that facial hair the color you want. I do not want this red. I want this more black like this. Okay, and then adding the highlights if you want. I think we're starting to get a real fun character. Now, I want to go back to this concept before we loop around. Everything that you've got is part of what you can use to create your character. So if you don't like the eyes you've got, come in and find one of the other glasses that creates, where's my cat eyes? Oh, come on, where's the cat eyes? Of course, I'm not seeing it now. We'll do this one here. So you can see that these, as they are, sort of give a different view. Now, right at the moment, the lenses for this are kind of see-through. But if I just go over to the side, those lenses don't see through anymore. And if I come to the frames and I make the frames red like my skin, it almost hides them. And I can come in here and make that yellow. And now we've got an extra level to how he looks. Your headwear is the same concept. You can create headwear that matches your color of your skin to give you that style you're looking for. I wish they had devil horns somewhere here, something I could use. None of them are great. I can, of course, turn them into a Disney devil, but I don't think that serves the purpose of what we're looking for. Come into the clothing, come into the body, customize him as you like, make him fun. I'm gonna make him, I think he needs a nice red. The second should be white. And the third should be black like his heart. There we go. And there we have a fully customized, super fun Memoji. Now, before I'm going to click the done button here. You can do that with any of your characters. Remember that a face mask can be turned any color, so it can hide things. That's how I did this guy here. You can tell if I turn to the side that it's a face mask, but otherwise it's just a creepy alien. That's actual hair, that's not a hat, but I did highlights on it that make it look alien-esque. You can customize and tweak these in really interesting ways to give you whatever kind of style you want. Clearly, this Dracula vampire is dangerous, but also having a little bit of fun. So you can see the different choices. You can see the different ways of doing it. Now I want to just hit two quick things and then we want to go to questions. Here's the two things we're going to hit. That's great. I got a monster emoji. Now what the heck am I supposed to do with this darn thing? Well, I'm so glad you asked that, Frank. Good question. Here's what you do with it. Inside of your iMessage is the first place you can use it. By coming to the Memoji section, you can hit this little red button here to record it. I'm so glad you joined us today. It's going to be a wonderful Halloween.
Can't hear it.
And then if you like it, you press the little arrow in the lower right-hand corner and that will send that video and that audio to anyone you want. In this case, Frank. In addition to doing that, which is the most common way people use Memojis, you can also use them as stickers. Click on the plus button here, click on the stickers button here, and you're going to notice a whole bunch of different stickers, but this section right here that shows the little smiling faces and the heart eyes, That section right there is your Memoji stickers. So we can come in, find our guy, swipe it full screen, and here are fun Memoji stickers that we can use in text message, in email, or anywhere that you have markup capability across your entire phone. So you can take these, you can easily send them to people just as a little text message like that, or you can use them as stickers were intended, press and hold on them, drag them up. Using 2 fingers, you can make them bigger or you can tilt them and place them on top of other stickers or on top of other items like that. So there's a lot of ways that you can use your Memojis once you get them. The last thing I'm going to say, and this is something we've been doing a lot of, if you get texted a Memoji from the computer, you can save that as an image that you can use outside of your phone and anywhere else you want. You may have seen some of these in our recent webinar promotions that we had created. It's very easy to save these just by dragging them from the Messages app on the computer onto your desktop. It'll save it as a PNG and you can use it pretty much anywhere. And you can do that with the videos that you create as well. So if you want to make a fun cartoon of yourself and put it on a website, it's super easy to do. That's what I got, Frank. That's our how to make Memojis.
That's wild. How many options there are. Customization. It's good stuff. People are giving a lot of thumbs up.
You have now graduated.
Yeah. Everybody's digging it. Hey, well,
Nice.
why don't we spend a couple of minutes on membership?
I think that's a great idea.
Tell everybody about our community and everything else that the MacWhisperer has to offer, because it's quite extensive. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's class on calendars. I live by my calendars, by my calendar.
So important.
Yeah.
It's so underutilized and so important. I was teaching a group yesterday, and I was talking about calendars, and I said, so how many people still have a paper or a wall calendar? And like 70% of them raised their hand. And I'm like, so how often do you double book? And they all looked embarrassed. Because the problem with a paper calendar or a wall calendar, if you're not next to the wall or holding the paper, it's useless. But your phone's always in your pocket or your purse. Just saying. Yeah. So yeah, that's part of what we're going to talk about on Friday. I guess I'll explain the membership.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So one of the things about technology is that it's like a moving freight train. The thing is moving so fast. In the time that we've been talking, Apple's released new software, AI's done 43 new things, there's 700 websites you'll hear about tomorrow. I mean, things are changing and they're changing more and more quickly, which makes it a really big job to stay on top of what's new. This Memoji conversation, this is not new. These have been around for 6 or 7 years now. Are you just learning how to make them? And there's no shame in that, because here's the reality. We've all got busy jobs. We've all got busy lives. We don't all have time to spend hour after hour after hour poring over what's new with technology and figuring out how to make it work. But that's literally my job. My job is to make technology work for you. So I dedicate hours on a weekly basis to new technology, to learning new features. Apple released the iOS 18.1 update on Monday. I recorded a video for that. I am constantly staying on top of the cutting edge. Think of me as the train conductor in that bullet train of technology zooming across the interstate, train tracks, zooming across the country, all right? And because I'm in there as the train conductor, I can make sure you can get on and off safely without getting ripped to shreds by some new technology or some new feature. The best way I know how to do that is through my membership. My membership is a monthly subscription. It's $100 a month. For that $100, you get 2 live classes every month on a specific topic. November's topic is calendars. Talk about that in a second. You also get 2 live Q&A sessions where you and the other members of this community, and they're amazing members in this community, people that have been with me since I started it 4 years ago, and new people coming all the time. They're friendly, they're helpful, they're your peers. They're people who want to learn how to use technology better, and they're joining in and supporting each other. And we go into this Q&A session where you can ask any question. Not a question specifically about calendars, a question about anything. You want to buy a new phone, you're curious which one to buy, you want to know how to wipe your old phone, you really have this problem you can't solve with your email and you're looking for how to fix it. Whatever it is that you're bumping up against, you can come to that live Q&A and we will solve it, usually in real time for you. You also get access to all of the cheat sheets you've seen in any of these live webinars and more. There's a lot of them you guys haven't seen. That whole cheat sheet library is available as part of the membership, as well as a ton of other resources and perks, such as discounts on my one-on-one time and discounts on my courses. And there's some new courses that will be coming up towards the beginning of next year. A new course on new to Mac, how to make the most out of it, or how to use your iPad properly, or how to master your iPhone. So there's a lot of ways that we can help you learn. Being a part of the membership is the best way I can do it with you and really make that experience personal and make sure that that train zooming by is easier for you to hop onto. Oh, you're mute. You muted yourself. Hold on.
No, thank you. I got it. I was going to say I also enjoy the community. The people are so much fun because what we do is we have everybody can see one another if they want to be on camera, and then there's all these personalities and relationships, and it's a great place to be. I always enjoy it.
So right at the moment, we were running a promotion. This is not a long-term promotion. We almost didn't offer it for today. It technically was going to end yesterday, but you guys are showing up and you're showing up regularly, and we want to say thank you.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're giving a 30-day free on the membership. No questions asked guarantee if you want to step out at any time. And we're also offering this awesome free iPhone charger. And I was looking for it. I don't have it in front of me, Frank, so I'll just kind of explain it. A lot of people use these big clunky chargers when their phone needs an extra charge. They're these big batteries and they keep them in their purse and they've got cords and all of that nonsense. But ever since the iPhone 12, iPhones have a magnet on the back, and you can use that magnet to charge the phone. So I've found a really, really great magnetic, MagSafe battery charger for the iPhone. And anyone who signs up for the membership while this promotion is running, and I believe we're going to leave it running till Sunday.
That's right.
Anyone who signs up for the membership will get 30 days free. If you choose not to stick with the membership, keep the charger. I have no problem with handing that off to you. I think it's a great tool. I think you're going to love it. But I also know that this membership is going to change how you think about technology. And anything you love about these lives, it's like 1,000-fold over there. Because we're concentrating, we've got a specific agenda, and we've got all sorts of pieces, and there's interaction that we don't really have here. So if you love what you do here, and you want more, if your phone is constantly running out of batteries, and you want to, get a free charger out of my hands, please take the time, scan that QR code, check out the offer, and if you're interested, sign up. That will expire on Sunday, and it will go back to being no 30-day trial and no charger. And again, that charger is a game changer. Anyone who's ever run out of batteries when they are away from their car, away from a plug, knows the pain of having to carry a battery with you that has these cords and is clunky, as opposed to just snap it right on there and it's ready to go.
That's great. I'm going to remind everybody we did get a bunch of questions. You can put your questions in the chat right now. While you're doing that, we'll just bring up the cheat sheet one more time. And this, of course, is with Memojis. Much of what we covered today. It's a great reference tool. Please download that QR code, and there's a URL there for you as well. So Dylan, we got a bunch of questions regarding Memojis, so we only have a couple minutes. I'm going to put my email in the chat. You guys keep me hopping with a bunch of questions afterwards, and that's great. I'd love to exchange with you. But we got a question. Can I use Memojis, where's Dylan, on FaceTime calls?
It's a great question. So pull up the phone for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you something super fun. We're going to do it quickly. I am going to, who am I going to FaceTime? Let's see. I'm going to new FaceTime here. We're just going to FaceTime Frank DiCarlo. It's going to ring on your phone. Just go ahead and answer it and just set it aside, okay? Yeah. You can even put it on mute if you will. Okay, so go ahead and put yourself on mute. I'm going to put myself on mute as well so we don't have echo here. And I'm going to come into my screen. You got to hit that mute button.
Done.
There we go. Okay, got it. When you're inside FaceTime, in the lower left-hand corner, you're going to see this little effects star. Clicking on that effects star can allow you to do all sorts of things. And if you look across this bar here, we've got Memoji stickers and we've got Memojis. So I can come in on a FaceTime call. Let's find our vampire. Where's our vampire? He's over here somewhere. There he is. And you'll notice that now I am a vampire on a FaceTime call. Oh, it's very spooky.
That's great.
Like an Eastern European vampire. I don't know what that accent was. But that's, yes, you can use FaceTime, both the stickers and the actual Memojis directly in FaceTime. And just to point that out again, when you are inside of FaceTime, you're going to click on this little effect button right there. In addition to all of the other effects you'll see, you can add words, you can add images, you can add shapes. There's a ton of tools underneath that, including custom stickers. Maybe I want to add give myself a little bunny rabbit ears.
Oh, it's adorable.
Those are terrible. It's adorable. And it kind of sticks to your head, kind of. Anyways, that's how you do that with FaceTime. Next question.
What devices support Memojis?
So there's two sides to that question. The first side is, which ones can you do Memojis that you can move your face on? And that is any phone with the front-facing facial ID camera. That means if you don't have a home button, that's the little round button at the bottom of your screen, if you do not have a home button, you can use Memojis to their fullest, all the way back from the iPhone X. That was when it was first created. If you do not have a facial recognition camera, you still have the home button, you can use the stickers and you can create a Memoji, but you can't make it move with your face because that requires the camera that you don't have. Got it?
Yeah.
So having the ability to make it move like this is completely tied to having that front-facing camera and no longer having the home button.
How do I delete Memojis from my device? Is that the three dots?
It's the three dots. So as we come in here and we find, I'm going to give a great example. Here we've got my my old wizard,
Nice.
And I have my previous version of the old wizard, which is just not as good. It's just not as good. So I'm done with him. I'm going to click the three dots in the upper left-hand corner here, and I'm going to click delete, and I'm going to say, yes, I'm sure, and it's going to go away. What's really great about Memojis is that because everything in Apple ties into everything else in Apple, if you've got an iPad or a computer, they're going to be available there. So from the stickers section, from the messages section, you're going to be able to find Memojis, the same Memojis on all of your devices. They're synced through your iCloud account.
And what about stickers, making them a sticker? Somebody would like to use a Memoji that they're creating as a sticker.
Absolutely. All you have to do once you've created it is step out of the Memoji section into the stickers section right here. Here are your stickers. Inside of text, you can click on it. It will send it as a text, or you can press and hold on it in order to stick it to another image, like a sticker. If you want to take those outside of messages, as we spoke about on our webinar yesterday, when it comes to stickers, anywhere that you can find a markup icon, this is the markup toolbar icon right here, anywhere that you can find that, you can instantly come in, click the plus button in the bottom right corner, and add a sticker. So I could come in and create that fun sticker, and let's grab our vampire one or something like that. And I'm going to take that here, press and hold, and drag it anywhere onto the picture that I want. I can resize it or adjust it at any given time. And that's how you take Memoji stickers and move them into other apps. The other app just has to have markup capability. And the good news is most apps do. Most of Apple's apps do, at least.
That's great. Well, that hour flew by, as it usually does. Anything we want to wrap up with before we wish everybody a great Halloween?
Yeah, I just want to say that there's a million ways that we use technology. In a lot of cases, it's frustrating. and we're bumping up against all these workarounds and all of these challenges, having something like this silly way to monsterify your emojis is really an excuse to play with your technology. One of the things we say at the MacWhisperer regularly is have fun and explore. You're not working on a PC or an Android where one button click could erase everything and completely screw you. This is an Apple computer. They're simple, and if you play around, it's going to reward you. Worst case scenario, you can click undo or call me and I'll help you out of your mess. But in most cases, the best tool for technology is get in there, click buttons, play around, and most importantly, have fun. So if I've got to express that by talking about monsterifying Memojis or making stickers for Halloween or any of the things we've talked about in the last couple of weeks, I want you to know that's just an excuse so you stop thinking of technology as being work, hard, and confusing. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be easy, and it's supposed to make your life better, and we can help it do that.
That's exactly right. The time savings, and it's just incredible how much this just the phone itself, this little tiny computer in your pocket can do for you. And you've really opened up my eyes to that and everybody else that you work with. So thank you. I think that's it for today. We'll be here next Thursday, of course. Visit our YouTube channel. I put my email in the chat. Keep those emails coming. Happy to answer them. And happy to be in a relationship, and look forward to seeing everybody soon.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks so much for being here. Thanks, Frank.
Take it easy.
See you soon. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.